Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster Perfect Stats walkthrough. The world, as we know it, has indeed ended, and that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, except we're now stuck on an island with a man in a banana suit. So things are extremely grim, and I think that, as Sid says there, the people that have flung themselves from the northern cape made the right decision. It is truly terrifying being stuck with a man in a banana costume. So, all right. All right, all teasing aside. Sid took care of Celes here while she was, I guess, resting over, what was that, a year? Like, that's a big yikes. But that takes a certain amount of dedication to doing that. So, I'm confused though. Like, is he running an IV here? How did she not waste away completely over a year? But aside from that. Questions on how that was possible. We're actually going to save Sid here. I'll be honest. I kind of question if that was like thematically the best way to go. I think honestly that like from a storyline standpoint, it almost seems better. Again, like storyline wise, and I realize how terrible that sounds, but it does seem like it makes more sense for Sid to not make it, but I just can't do it. I just can't let the guy go. So, anyways, what you do here, or maybe it's obvious, and if you've played this a billion times already, like I have, you'll have already known this, but you wanna hunt down the fish that swim really, really quickly. And that will, if you give Sid enough of them, he will end up, healed, and will live. If not, if you choose to, or I guess via bad luck or something, and you only get whatever, gross fish, Sid will die. And there is honestly, I think it's a better scene, where I think Celes, basically throws herself off the cliff, if I'm remembering correctly. I really should have done that at least, because I can never remember anymore, because I've just started, after a certain point, I just always save Sid. So it's been a while since I've attempted the darker route. But again, like I said, I think like thematically, it's a little bit better. Like I feel like it's a lot more depressing, and it feels more appropriate for the world of ruin. Right, it's literally called the world of ruin, and everything is just bleak and depressing, and yeah. So it always feels kind of like that would be or that's the better choice thematically. But regardless, I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to feed this guy that has, kept us going or alive or watched over us for the last year. But anyway, even though Sid is, potentially dying there, he works on a raft for Celes anyway. So again, feels a little bit bad to allow him to pass away. So we are not doing that. But all right. So, anyways, Sid obviously encouraging Celes, kind of giving her some hope here that her friends are still alive. And by the way, I like the wreckage on the beach here. It feels like it feels like I think they added that. I don't ever remember that there, but that looks to me like wreckage from the Blackjack. I don't know if that's 100% what they were going for there, but that's what it looks like to me. So, anyways, now if you notice there, Celes is level 24. Again, that's we did everything right at the end of the world there. In previous versions of the game when I played, I would actually, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, and I should watch some of my old videos again, but I could have swore I always had Gao leapt off onto the veldt, but you don't need to do that. Again, I don't know if that's changed between the versions. It probably hasn't, and I don't know why it would work any differently. But you know, basically, when the world of Ruin starts, Celes is the only one right in our party, and everybody's level from this point is factored based off of hers. Gogo is the only one that I know of. Maybe Umaro, but I haven't looked into him quite yet. But Gogo actually does join at your average party level +2, meaning that here in a bit, it won't be this video. I don't know if it'll even be the next one, but it'll be a couple of videos out. I actually do get him really early, but there's no issues with that because even I think with your initial characters that you have to get right, because we're going to end up getting. I think you can skip Sabin, but you have to take Edgar, and then you'll have to get Setzer as well. And even just those two alone makes it so that when Gogo joins you, he won't mess up your party average. So there's no issues there. Again, like I always grab Sabin first. I don't know, like it doesn't make sense really to pass him up. But yeah, so here I'm just kind of looking around at the shop here in Albrook. I think there's some, well, at least there's new things that we weren't actually able to buy from the shop before, like the flame tongue, basically all of the elemental swords. Did that guy mention something about the Emperor's portrait? Was that what that was? I missed that conversation. I usually always talk to that guy, but yeah, I can't remember now or what he had to say. All right, so what do we got here? I finally bought some sprint shoes just for fun. I will literally never equip those. I think like the built-in, sprint shoes is more than enough for me. Here the port is completely abandoned. It's got the oddly the old ship with the Magitech armor suits still on it, but we can't go anywhere. So at this point here, I don't know why I thought that there was a chocobo stable here at Albrook, but that is not the case, which is a little unfortunate because my intent here and what I did was to make it all the way over to Zen without getting into any random encounter. So here you'll see me save a bunch of times, and I actually somehow made it all the way there, which I thought was, I don't know, I guess a little bit lucky. I think I've got the ward bangle though on Celes, so that really does help. But here, all right, so as soon as you take a couple steps a little bit too far here inside Zen, this event starts, and then you actually won't be able to leave, I believe. I guess I didn't actually try that, but here, yeah, I don't know, nothing new. It looks like that's stuff that I already have at least one of. Let's take a look here. Bray, that was, on the con. Yeah, there's nothing really new there either. But all right, so here we've got the burning house. It's very important. There's a couple of basically actually everything on the inside here is missable, meaning any of the encounters are missable. And then all of the stuff that's inside the chests in here is also technically missable. I believe there are 2 enemy formations here. One of them here is this scorpion, the 3 scorpions together. And then the other one is the Night Stalker Zoro or something like that. Zara? Something. I don't know. We'll see. So definitely make sure that you're getting both of those. Unfortunately, there just isn't a way to really consolidate those enemies, so it ends up being, and also there's these night walkers here in the monster in a chest. So there's actually 2 encounters here with these night walker ×4. Not really sure why they insisted on that. That's a little odd. But yeah, we're gonna open them anyway. I don't know. My guess is there's an achievement. I don't know though. I don't know if the achievement includes the monster in a box or not. But I wasn't willing to test that out. Also because the formation that these enemies, there it is, the Zaka, 2 Zakas and a Nightwalker. So those are the only 2 random encounters inside this building. And then again, like I said, so we've got these 2 monster in a box here with the Nightwalkers, which I've always, I don't know, that just seems really, really strange that they did that twice. Like, why? What was the rationale behind that? That's very strange. But there's the Magicite Shard, and let's head back upstairs. And then we're going to go down first, right, and grab this chest. There's the Hyper Wrist, which, I don't know, kind of lame. Here's the, Zaka Nightwalker, which, by the way, it's funny, too, the older versions, especially like the Super Nintendo version, had like a character limit, so they had to abbreviate the Night Stalker with, so the name was PM Stalker. Which, kind of a creative way to go about that, but yeah, boy, things have changed a bit there. But all right, so here Sabin saves the day, holds up an entire house by himself, which, I mean, of course, the guy is, amazing. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he do that? But here, Celes gets her first taste of, a friend. Now that is still alive. I don't know. I feel like I brought this up in one of the earlier videos, but I remember coming across a thread where the people were talking about kind of who the hero was of the game, and I still kind of maintain that the answer isn't just one, but I still think that kind of like in the first half of the game, I would argue that it's Terra, because so much of the game revolves actually really around her. And then everybody else is kind of supporting her in what she does, right? The whole deal is to get her to the gate and try to prevent, another war. And then, obviously things don't go that well. And so then, basically the world gets completely destroyed, and who has to kind of go out on her own and kind of put the band back together, right, to stop Kefka, and that's Celes. So my argument is just that there isn't one main character, but if there are main characters, I think it's 2 of them, and it's the lovely ladies. But all right, anyways, well, I feel like I was going to... so the thief, that other thief bracer there, I grab a second one right there because my intent is to... And there, you're going to see some glitches here, or at least maybe that was just not a very good cut. But I ran into a ton of random encounters out here. So again, it was the, save, or take a step, save, take a step, save. I don't know how much I really needed to do this right here, but I'm kind of glad I did. But I'm also wish that I would have done this even a little bit more. And by that I mean, in Daryl's tomb, I actually kind of started taking formations because, and what I mean, none of this stuff is missable, and so I'm not really concerned about getting into these encounters right now. There, I left that in there just to show you guys again how I kind of handle when I, want to reset. I don't like really, now that we were able to, kind of end the battles on our own or by our own hand, instead of using like a smoke bomb or something like that, and then going into the menu and reloading the old save, because there's a bunch of extra load time in there that I don't like to deal with. And so instead I just, usually wipe out the group myself. and that eliminates the load time. So that is my preferred method. And yeah. So anyways, I think a lot of these formations out here are fine. I didn't. Part of it was I didn't want to look at which Velt packs these were in, because I am gonna do a bunch more pack manipulation, and soon it becomes really easy. So yeah, the first this little trip, and then the next like dungeon is actually 2 dungeons, to be completely fair. Basically, South Figaro Cave is a little annoying, and then Daryl's Tomb would probably be really annoying. I mean, I still did a little bit of pack manipulation in Daryl's Tomb as well, but I did take some of the encounters. So, anyways, long story short, it's completely up to you on if you want to do that. Obviously, there I was trying to get to the Chocobo stables, and because I didn't want to have to try to run all the way over to Moblitz without getting into any random encounters. I mean, that would have just been probably an hour-long undertaking. And, even that short trip was bad enough up to the Chocobo stable. So yeah, so that was what I did, obviously, there was to just jump on that. And, we covered a lot of ground on that thing. So again, honestly, these encounters out here, I'm not 100% sure how much you really need to avoid all of them. But again, I just kind of wanted to play safe, and be sure that I wasn't getting into something that I, was going to screw up later. I will say, and again, I actually kind of recommend, though, doing this right now. There is a pack that I really want to see in the South Figaro Cave, and I didn't realize it until a little bit later, but the enemy is called the Dante. And let me just see here. He is in pack 30. Yeah, it doesn't look like... Let me just see here. What's the stuff out here? Yeah, the stuff out here is probably like pack... This is like pack 26 stuff. Yeah, that's right. So I was worried about the Cherry Armin. And Cherry Armin, I think, is Kefka Tower stuff. I probably didn't really need to worry about that, though, to be completely honest. My guess is those are decent. Armin for sure has some interesting morphs. Cherry, though, I think that enemy has probably a morph as well, but I think we can get it in another way, or like it's better to choose a different monster. Anyways, long story short, all of the mobs out there on the world map, I just didn't want, in my packs quite yet. Again, nothing's missable right there, other than the stuff inside the house, right? Again, inside the burning house. So yeah, but yeah, I think we're good until Dante pops up. Let me just see what he's got again, because I don't remember Dante. Dante has junk for stealing drops, but yes, he's got a Thunder Shield as a morph, and morph becomes a lot easier here in the World of Ruin. So if you're not wild about morphing, I completely get it. It can be a real pain, but it becomes extremely easy again in the World of Ruin here. So. Long story short, I actually do recommend doing that. If you're not glitching, you won't be able to take advantage of it as early. But, if you do want to take and do everything legit, I would say that is a good option in order to get a hold of a lot of Thunder Shields. There's another way, which is to steal from the, the Mudsud. Probably it's Muudsuud, right? But unfortunately that guy's in Kefka's Tower, and he's pretty deep in there. It's pretty easy to actually get to it with I think it's the second party in it, as long as you use the Moogle Charm, right? You stick Mog in that group, then you won't get into any encounters all the way there. and then you can just take off the charm, run around in the area that he's in, and you can get it pretty easily. And I do actually have footage of that as well, but it's a rare steal though as well. And so, that's actually a really good option though too. Again, you can kind of ninja your way all the way in there, right? With Mog, steal that thing and be done with it. And then that way, that also the great thing about that is then you don't need the Ragnarok Esper as well. So that's another option as well. But anyway, I wanted to keep this stuff on the table, just so that you guys know that you've got that option. But all right, so we are in Moblitz. Boy, sorry, that was a pretty long tangent without talking about any of the events that's happening here. But Moblitz has been completely decimated. Well, not completely, I suppose. There's a couple of buildings left, but Terra here. This is kind of interesting that she just gets completely worked over here. I mean, I don't know if you can survive. Well, it actually looks like maybe you would be able to survive that, but anyways, I think that's the goal though, is to just let her. Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure in or other times that I've played the game, I actually did have her survive for quite a bit or quite a while there. But I think Humbaba, when you're fighting her, it either times out. Or you need to let her get, I guess, defeated, and for storyline reasons. And then Sabin and Celes, or I guess maybe if Celes is the only one here, she'll jump in and work him over. He is weak against poison, so I think I hit him with bio a couple of times. Oh, did I put him to sleep? No, that's not right. That's funny. The game, a lot of the game data and enemy data that I take a look at had him listed as being vulnerable to sleep, and it does not work. That is not the case. There he does 1,000 needles, which is freaking brutal. That's a bit of a problem, when that's about all the HP that you've got. So we'll just restore that back, and I tried to also not use I tried to not cheese him, right, and use like Ultima. But bio, you should, everybody should have bio by now. Hopefully you put in your work there in the World of Balance to teach your characters some of these skills. But yeah, I don't know. Humbaba's not too bad. Actually, want to take a look here. Looks like he's got thunder as well here. Humbaba. Oh, there's more than one fight. So let's see. Okay, so the first fight, this must be Terra only, I think. I think so anyway. Yeah, vulnerable to darkness, image, and sleep. That's not the case. Sorry. Yeah, that is not, at least not anymore. I don't know if he was before, but obviously not vulnerable to sleep this time around. Let me just see here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I don't know. Boom, boom. Huh. Yeah, interesting. Okay, anyways. What are we looking here? Oh, yeah. So he dropped the Fenrir Magistrate, which means we can glitch. What was that, Lakshmi? I think, let me just see here. I missed it. I was obviously tabbed out. Or maybe it's not obvious that I was. Yeah, Lakshmi. So, Lakshmi is in, we'll get that from Chatternook in Ozer's Mansion coming up in a little while. But I don't know. I think it's what, Cure 3 or Kiraga, I guess it is technically, right, in this version. But yeah, it teaches the rest of the cure spells really quickly. That one's a really good Esper. Let's see here. Okay, Yeah, so just south of Moblitz is another chocobo stable. So obviously, the goal was to make it all the way there without getting in any more random encounters, and then hop on the choke or chop. Or, Jesus, brain is just completely melting down. All right, is to jump into the stables and ride on all the way up to what is this? South Figaro? Yeah, yeah. Wait, no. Where's this Nikia? What is this? What is this? I can't even remember anymore. Jesus. Yikes! It's been one of those days. Yes, Nikia. Okay, very good. All right, I haven't completely lost my mind. But all right, the first thing we need to do actually is head on into the bar or whatever. I think okay. Let's just see here. Oh, the enhancers are available now. I really like those. And then I did actually pick up a rune blade as well. But I really like the enhancers. They have a ton of magic evasion and also, yeah, what is it? It's 20 and +7 magic. So I really like those. I think I got one for Celes here, and then I actually bought one for Edgar as well. I think it's great on Edgar. I've already built him with magic, but I really like to use his flash tool, and that scales off your magic as well. So the enhancer is just going to help, with that. So that'll probably be on him at least for a little while. Here's the diamond armor starts to become available. I'm not a huge fan of this stuff, but it is better. We're getting into that point too where the green beret isn't really cutting it anymore, because while yes it gives you a little bit of health and that 10 like evade, but enemies are going to be hitting fairly hard, and in the world of Ruin, magic resist and magic evasion becomes a lot more critical, I suppose I would say. But all right, anyways, like I said, we need to come in here to the bar, and then we actually need to speak with the thief down in the bottom left-hand corner. And I never noticed this before, but I mean, look at that. Does that guy not look like that's a female character with like a really large bra? Like that's what they look like to me, and I never saw that until I think this time I played the game. But here, I know it's super random, right? But all right, so here is Gerard, or yeah, Jared, whatever. And it should be obvious that this is Edgar, and I like that it's actually just his name, but the letters are reversed, or I guess mixed up. So it is very, very hard to believe this, though, that he wouldn't tip off. For one thing, Sabin is with him. Okay, it's his brother. The world has ended. And again, they wrote this with, I guess, with the idea that maybe you came through here without Sabin, right? Because you can actually pass him up. But boy, very hard to believe that Edgar wouldn't tip our characters off in any way, right? It's been over a year since the world has been destroyed, and he hasn't heard really anything about anybody else. I guess a lot can happen in a year, and I mean, the only way to really make that make sense is if he is so focused on what's happening to South Figaro and the people that, it's such a stretch to just not acknowledge and actually try to actively, almost lie or try to throw them off. Here now, now that we're in the world of Ruin, all of the treasures outside here have upgraded. The only one that I didn't pick up though earlier in the game was the warp stone up on the balcony up there, and that upgrades. I use that term loosely to a Phoenix down, but I already grabbed that at the beginning of the game. Our first trip through, and so that is not available, but a lot of this stuff actually is really good now. You know, X Potion. Was there an elixir in one of those, or I don't know. I can't remember. But anyways, you know, again, I think it's a better to just let them upgrade. Let's go take a look at the shops. I'm not sure if there was anything worth buying, but that will be easy enough to figure out here. No. Me. What have we got here? Diamond. Yeah, just the diamond stuff again. There's the vest, but now the armor is available here as well, which is, you know, a little bit better than the vest, but nothing real fancy here. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure. What am I looking at here? White dress. Did I really equip that? Wow, that's interesting. I guess the extra magic, if I did, it was pretty quick though, so I didn't get a good look there to see if I had actually done that. But okay, let's take the little shortcut there. Which, by the way, interesting in Locke's scenario, you can use that little shortcut there to get across that like little river area, and that actually, I think you can kind of avoid some of the interactions right between stealing stuff from the cadets and I don't know, the merchants and stuff. But all right, we need to head on in here to the inn and speak with Gerard again. And at this point, the thieves come in, which again, I'm just seeing them as busty thieves now. So they'll, you know, girl just doesn't get any rest. Well, it's a shame. All right. Oh, sad. There's a little girl that doesn't come in anymore. Why? Wait, what was the little girl doing in the bar? Huh. Well, maybe drinking age in South Figaro isn't what I thought it was. But all right, that is actually going to be it for this one. I'm going to save outside the cave here, and actually I am going to take a chocobo all the way over there. But that is all the time I've got for this one. So as always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.